guys, my name is James and I'm One Globe Tech Reviews, and a warm welcome back to the channel and welcome to another review. Now today I'm reviewing something very slightly different. My good friends over at whatgadget.net have sent me through a phone from Motorola. Okay, and it's one of their latest handsets, which is a SIM-free device, or can be bought on contract on selected networks. But obviously with Motorola, I mean, back in the sort of like early noughties, mid noughties, when mobile phones were really kicking off, Motorola, they were there, they were at the forefront, okay, and they were one of the most popular selling brands when it comes down to mobile phone devices. Then they kind of like filtered off a little bit and sort of went into the shadows somewhere along the lines. Whilst obviously the likes of like Samsung and Apple were really sort of firing it out, okay, and then Motorola, they've kind of started to make a reappearance back in the mobile phone market, and obviously the Motorola G86 is one of their latest devices. Oh, sorry, excuse me. Oh dear. It's really hot today, and a bit hay fevery. But nevertheless, I digress. The G86 5G is obviously one of their latest handsets to kind of hit the market. Now, this phone, it can be purchased SIM-free, and it's actually quite a user-friendly and budget-friendly price of around £280 or thereabouts, depending where you go and what retailer you get the phone from. Now, the main selling point on all mobile phones these days is the camera and the camera capabilities and the camera technology that goes into mobile phones. This is what we all seem to be, you know, what's the most important feature on a phone. If I was to say, you know, ask somebody in the street, you know, what's the most important feature on a phone, 9 times out of 10 people are going to say the camera and the camera capabilities. Now Motorola, like I say, back in like the mid sort of noughties, early noughties, they were at the forefront of obviously the camera technology on their devices. And then, like I say, while Apple and Samsung were slogging it out, Motorola kind of took a step back, but they are coming back to the market, and they are disrupting the market actually, especially with like the budget friendly phones. Now the Motorola G68, now this is no what's the word I'm looking for, this is no exception, okay. So obviously the phone itself, obviously I'm here to talk about the camera and the camera capabilities of the phone. Now the phone itself comes with a really nice triple lens camera sort of sat in the back there of the phone, and then obviously at the front of the phone there, in the middle of the phone, obviously you've got your selfie camera. Now this phone, okay, it packs a really punchy 50 megapixel main camera, 8 megapixel wide angle lens camera, and most important of all, okay, the selfie camera. Now obviously selfie cameras are what's really important, because obviously we like to take good photos for our social media profiles, headshots, nights out with our friends, etc. The selfie camera on this comes in at a whopping 32 megapixel selfie camera. Now that is up there, that is obviously strong, okay, in terms of camera specs, and camera devices. The phone itself, you've got 2 types of video modes on there. You've got your 4K recording at 30 frames per second, and you've also got your 1080p, which again sitting at 30 frames per second. So obviously with the camera video recording capabilities, 4K 1080p, there's no difference. But if you're going to be recording, I would recommend obviously recording in 1080p, only because 4K at the moment, recording in 4K, it does drain your battery a lot quicker, and to be honest with you, to the naked eye, you can't really tell much difference between 4K and 1080p. So I'd always recommend using 1080p, seeing as it's obviously the same 30 frames per second. But like I say, it all comes down to the camera. Now on this device, okay, the camera, like I say, it comes with a really nice triple lens design just nestled into the back of the camera there. It's not over intrusive on like we see on some camera phones. and obviously it just looks aesthetically pleasing, just obviously nestled in there. It's nestled into a little bump, so you've got like a little ridge there that the cameras are nestled into, and it looks fine. Okay, it really does. It looks quite smart, and obviously, you know, you wouldn't necessarily think that this is a £280 phone. Now, using the camera itself on this device, it is nice and easy. It runs on the Android software, and obviously on there you've got obviously your normal sort of functions on there. You've got your photo, you've got your video, you've got slow motion video as well, so you've got slow motion capture, you've got your portrait, and obviously you've got your pro mode. So pro mode, we're seeing that a lot more now on Android devices. Pro mode is basically like having a digital SLR camera in your pocket. You go onto your pro mode, and as you can see there, you can kind of like what's that doing there? Sorry. You can kind of like fettle around obviously with some of the settings on there. You can change your ISO, you can change your white balance. There's quite a few bits and bobs on there that you can change. But to me personally, like I say, this has got a 50 megapixel camera on there, and you know, photo mode, just your normal point and click, is strong enough to not have to worry about fettling around. The photo mode, it works really well on the autofocus, and it, you know, it actually gives you some really good quality pictures, which I'll show you in a minute. In the more section now, we're seeing this a lot more on Android devices, where you can scroll across and you've got obviously different settings, but you've got more settings on there as well. And obviously in the more, okay, you've got another array of settings on there. So you've got scan, so it's like a document scanner. You've got your night vision, which is obviously taking photos when there's low light or poor lighting or night time. You've got your panorama if you want to take your long sweeping photos, and then obviously you've got your tilt shift, so you can mess around with like making your photos look a little bit more edgy and punchy. You've got your photo booth on there, which is not something I'm going to use, to be honest with you. You've got your time lapse on there. Just get that back in focus. You've got your time lapse on there, and also you've got your dual capture video. So you've got on there quite a few camera bits and bobs to choose from on the phone itself. Like I say, the video capability is 4K. Obviously, select your video capability on there, really nice and easy. Gives you that real nice sort of punchy camera look. There you go. There's me there. But yeah, for a phone that is priced out at £279, I actually think this is a really good phone. And to give you guys an example of some of the pictures, I have taken a few photos on this. Now, the photos that I've taken, they are just that of everyday photos. There's been no editing done to them or anything like that. They are just your standard run-of-the-mill everyday photos that we're likely to take. So for example, you've got that photo there, just like a nice bunch of decorative flowers there that I've taken. High res, this also comes with ultra res, sorry, not high res, ultra res. So what ultra res does is, if you're taking a photo of something that's got like a vibrant colour, what it does is it maximises those colours, so it gives you that real striking, bold, strong look on your photo. So if you select the high res function, you get that really, really strong look, and you get the striking colours, and it just makes the picture come alive basically. You've also got on the phone as well, which is a setting that I love to use, is a macro. So when I say macro allows you to get up close and personal to your chosen subject, and it gives you a lot more detail, and it gives you a lot more clarity. So for example, that was a picture that's in one of my hanging baskets, and sorry, a flower that's in one of my hanging baskets. Took a picture of it, got real sort of like up close and personal, and as you can see, it gives off that real sort of strong look. It gives you a lot of fine detail, a lot of fine capturing in there, and also obviously just a macro shot there of some lilies, or of a lily, and like I say, it gives you that real good clarity, and it gives you that real depth and really strong zoomed look, okay, where you get a lot of detail and you get a lot of clarity. Another setting that I love using is portrait. So what portrait does is, and a lot of phones, sometimes phones get this right, other times phones really struggle to hit the mark, but Motorola on this device has hit it bang on. So portrait, what you do is, your chosen subject that you're taking a photo of, that is meant to stand out and be really sort of striking and really bold and really strong in a photo, and then the rest of the photo just has this really nice little sort of background blur. And Motorola have absolutely nailed this on this device. So there's my best friend, okay, my little Murph, and obviously the background is kind of blurred out a little bit. You just get those nice little sort of subtle blurs. And again, you know, the selfie camera, obviously selfie camera is really nice and easy to use. There's a selfie of me, hello me. Selfie camera is really nice, really easy to use, and it gives you that real sort of clear picture. It gives you confidence knowing that what you're taking a photo of, you're going to get a good result every time. Night photos, like I say, is a bit of a tricky one really, because night photos, they are really hit and miss on all devices. But obviously I took that photo kind of dusky time, blue hour time, so when the sun's just setting, or when the sun's set, and obviously you're starting to get that blue tone in the sky there of obviously night time, and obviously this phone handled it quite well. Now the camera on this phone, it does only come with a 10 times zoom, okay. Now most camera phones obviously have a lot sort of stronger zoom capability, but this one comes with a 10 times zoom, which is fine. You know, it does what it needs to do, but like I say, it is a budget friendly phone at 279 quid. And like I say, aesthetically the phone itself is really nice. You know, it runs on nice sort of Android software. You can just go onto your Google Play Store and stuff like that and download all the apps and that you want to download. It obviously does come with, you know, the usual Android pre-built apps such as Facebook, text messages and stuff like that, and all your Google stuff. But I think that Motorola are coming back strong, and they are setting alight the budget friendly mobile phones. Now the budget friendly market is a big market, okay, especially with young people that are just starting senior school, or you know, if you don't want the all singing all dancing iPhone or Samsung or whatever, then obviously the Motorola G86, it is a phone worth looking at. I've got no gripes about this phone at all. Some budget friendly phones, they really fall short, and they give off, you know, this, oh, it can do this, it can do that, it's really good at this, it's really good at that, and then sometimes they fall short. But do you know what, Motorola, they have kept the end user in mind here, especially with the camera. And what I mean by that is that they've put a lot of effort and a lot of detail into making sure the camera on this phone is proper good quality, and it is really good quality, and it is just really easy to use. Like I say, you go into your main menu setting there, and then you can just swipe across, okay, just swipe through, really easy to swipe through, you know, and then just really easy to pick up what you want to take a photo of. You know, it's just a nice phone to use, you know, and I can't fault it really whatsoever. So yeah, that's the Motorola G86. It's 5G as well, so it runs on 5G capabilities and 5G networks. So yeah, you know, you can't go wrong with it. I think it's a really good phone, and obviously this is the purpley sort of colour, but obviously you can get it in a lot of other colours, and like I say, it's available to buy SIM free from most of your major retailers such as Currys, Argos, and other places, Amazon. So if you're looking for that sort of budget friendly phone with that premium feel and that premium quality, then obviously have a look at the Motorola G86. It is really worth a look. In the box comes a USB-C charger and also a hard plastic protective case to protect your phone. So yeah, it's well worth a look. So guys, thank you so much for listening and reading, for watching my whistle stop tour on this Motorola phone. For full review details of the phone itself and obviously all the other specs and stuff like that, check out whatgadget.net. They're doing a full review on this phone as well. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video. Take care for now.